What if? What if things are not just like we've always been taught? Hi, I'm Kathy Ann. Let's be Berean. 2 weeks ago, I talked about Noah and what we could learn from his life to incorporate into our own. Last week, I spoke about Lot and what was in his life that we should avoid incorporating into ours. Today, it is all about Isaac, and we are going to dig up some real dirt on him. Turn with me to Genesis 25:19 as I begin to read. If you have the King James Version or ESV, your translation reads, "And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son." Generations. The HCSB version states verse 19 this way: "These are the family records of Isaac, son of Abraham." Records. New American Standard Version incorporates both words, generations and records. Their translation reads, "Now these are the records of the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son." The reason for the different words is because the Hebrew word toldot is not the easiest word to translate. It conveys the idea of offspring, accomplishments, and life story. I have entitled this series Biblical Character. Character singular, not characters plural. Character traits that we can learn about from people mentioned in the Bible. This word toldot is also found in Genesis 6:9, where we are told the story of Noah's life. Noah was a survivor. In a world filled with corruption, Noah remained faithful to the Lord. When the great flood engulfed the earth, Noah was sheltered in the ark, within whose walls an almost messianic ideal prevailed. The lion dwelt under one roof with the lamb, as will occur during the millennium, and the mayhem raging outside was kept at bay. The Hebrew name Noah means ease and rest and tranquility. That's how many people think of retirement, just resting, taking it easy. Got to admit, sipping my second cup of coffee on the front porch swing, waving at people in their cars going by as they rush off to work, is pretty sweet. Isaac, or Yitzhak in the Hebrew, means laughter. Isaac is hardly the exuberant figure his name suggests. In fact, he is nearly invisible. Though he lives the longest of the three patriarchs, we are not told hardly anything about him. There is a chapter on how his father was prepared to sacrifice him. A chapter on how his father's servant found a wife for him. A chapter on how his wife and son tricked him. But what does Isaac do? Here's the real dirt on Isaac. We are told that Isaac worked the land and raised crops. He was a dirt farmer, the only farmer of the three patriarchs. Abraham and Jacob were shepherds. What other dirt have we dug up on Isaac? Well, there is a detailed account of the wells he dug. Isaac teaches us that, ultimately and paradoxically, laughter of life comes from self-effacing toil. If you want biographies written about you, become a warrior like Samson and King David. If you want a life of ease and tranquility, be a Noah. But if it is joy that you seek, be a farmer and a well digger. Well digging is hard work. You must be persistent, often digging deeper and longer than you expected in order to reach the water below. Like the dirt that must first be removed before the good sweet water can be reached, what things in your life need to be removed before God's goodness can be used through you? Plowing, sowing, weeding, lots of work to produce a crop. Crowds cheer as soldiers come home from the war, or a ball team returns home after a championship win. But no one cheers when a lone farmer returns home from working all day in the field. So it is often with the missionary in the far-off foreign field, or a pastor in a small church in an obscure town. Week after week, year after year, believers toil away in their field: a children's Sunday school class, weekly visits to a nearby nursing home, volunteering at a local soup kitchen. So many opportunities that I could list. So you ask, where is all this Isaac-type laughter and joy? Just sounds like a lot of hard, thankless work to me. Be a farmer? No way. I guess I'll pass. Can we talk about whether working, and I do mean working, in God's field is an option? No, I don't mean working at your job or occupation. I don't mean the work you have to do around the house and the yard. And I sure don't mean working on your golf swing. I mean working in the Lord's field to further His kingdom on earth. I know of some people who were busy with their life and must have thought that working for the Lord was optional or just something you did in church. Let's read about them. Let's start in Matthew 25, verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also say to him, Lord, when saw we thee a hungered, or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, and in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So, what can we learn from Isaac's life? It was a long life, full of hard work and toil. He lived quietly, almost in obscurity. But, unlike a farmer who must labor all season long, not knowing if he will bring in a bountiful harvest or a lean harvest, we are given the promised joy of Psalms 126. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. Life's fiercest and most silent battle can be self-conquest, as we learn to surrender our will to that of the Father, then go and labor in His field. Know any quiet, unassuming folks who are toiling for the Lord? Join them, and one day, along with them, may you both hear the Lord's words of Matthew 25:21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Isaac, farmer and well digger. Yitzhak, laughter and joy. I'm Kathy Ann. Be blessed.